What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, my sister, Dana.
What's up?
Forgot your name for a second there. My brother, Derek.
What's up?
Woo. And my friend, Dan.
What's up?
And this week we're going to be talking about X-Men, the first X-Men, the X-Men movie that came out in 2000. That X-Men. Yes.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. Does it stand up in the year 2020 where nothing stands up because everything is down? But first we're going to talk about the news.
All right.
The news, yeah. First bit of news I had, Colton Haynes, and that is the actor that played Red Arrow in the Arrow TV show, who should have stayed on that show a lot longer. He has come out and said he would like to play Iceman in the MCU.
Iceman?
Yeah, Iceman.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. He has a superhero face.
He does. I'm cool with that. I mean, I don't have like a particular person that I'm like has to be Iceman, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not true, man. Justin Timberlake has to be Iceman. That'd be Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake is way too old.
Okay, well, maybe he melted a little bit, but he's still out.
No, I think for these movies, we should stick to people like in their late 20s or early 30s for new cast. So especially since you're signed on for 10 years, you know?
Wait, are all these... You think the new like phases and stuff is going to have like that, you know, like Robert Downey Jr. did it for 10 years? You think those people are also going to be like in these movies for 10 years, or will it be shorter?
Don't they all sign like 7 movie contracts?
The original cast, but you think
people have. Yeah.
I think the new people, because
Brie Larson is like supposed to be in multiple movies.
We're going to get 10 years of her?
So,
yes.
Lord, I don't know why you hate her so much.
So boring.
Like, I think it's smart of Marvel to do that. Otherwise, you end up with a Robert Downey Jr. situation where you're paying an actor $50 million per movie.
Or Robert Downey Jr. is really smart.
I mean, yes, he was very smart. And so Marvel now is like, hey, in case this becomes a breakout actor, let's lock him down for this amount per movie now, and then they can't ask for it until later.
It's smart. Then also, I mean, if they're contracted to do X amount of movies, then they have to, so they can't like disappear on you.
Yeah, I mean, technically an actor can still back out, but it's not a good look to do.
Yeah, it's harder when there's a contract and stuff.
Yeah, you can be sued.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah, I mean, we mentioned. Did we mention who we wanted to play different X-Men? I know we had our X-Men episode.
I don't know, but we should probably talk about that when we talk about the movie, because I got a lot of casting, which I'm never sure if it's true or not, because you know the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But
wait, you mean we can't believe everything we hear on the internet?
I know, but I'm definitely going to bring it out like it's true.
What?
It's fake news.
Wait, I thought why would the internet lie to me?
I've been living my life based on the internet for all these years.
Yeah, everything I read, I'm just like, well,
failed miserably.
This must be true. All right.
Just stopped a long time ago, you know, with all the failures.
Yeah. But it couldn't be the internet. That's not why you failed. It had to be something else.
That's true. It's gotta be something else. I probably just did it wrong.
That's most likely it. Yep. So I guess we'll get to mutant casting when we talk about the X-Men movie. But speaking of mutants, the New Mutants are still coming out in theaters apparently August 28th, which is like in 2 weeks.
Good. They need to get it over and done with, so we don't have to hear about this anymore.
Yeah, this movie has had a real bad run.
What?
I think it's gonna be good.
This movie has had a real reverence.
I don't know.
I don't think it's good anymore. Does it even matter?
It doesn't matter because that X-Men universe is done.
Yeah, Yeah, it's done. The X-Men are all dead and gone. Ha. Oh, that was a T.I. song. Justin Timberlake was on it.
He was on it. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
So
Yeah. So, yeah, just end it.
yeah, I mean, and I know a lot of people are talking like, oh, maybe they'll put the New Mutants into the MCU, but I'm like, I doubt it.
Well, these kids are all grown now, though.
Yeah, because it's been like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 4, but I mean, it's been a long time.
I don't know. You might be right. It could be.
Yeah, it's true.
It's been 3.
I'm like, how does movie? And that's the thing. That's why I'm not so sure about this movie, because how does one movie have so much trouble? Like, it had trouble before Disney bought Fox.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it didn't come out
It's
because
been so long. We probably talked about New Mutants on our 3rd episode of our podcast.
yeah, we were talking about like, oh, a horror superhero movie that might be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So yeah,
3 years later.
we'll see how that ends up. But yeah, I'm gonna spin off into something about Disney, who is wanting to come out with spin-offs for The Mandalorian.
Nope.
3 to be exact.
3.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And that's what I was.
What's spin off? Like, what show are they starting off of Mandalorian?
I don't know. I mean, I know they were coming up with more Star Wars TV shows, which is fine. But like, I feel like I didn't know we were going to do this many right off the bat. And I'm like, I just don't do this, Disney, because that means you didn't learn your lesson from the movies. You got the Star Wars property and you're like, Star Wars movie every year. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Just you get a Star Wars and you get a Star Wars.
The problem is that even though the fans didn't like it, they made money. And that's the only lesson they need, is did it make money?
Look, Mandalorian was good, but I think forcing coming out with all this all at once is not going to work as well.
You don't need it. I mean, is one Star Wars show enough? You have one. That's it.
You came up with it every year. This is the same thing the CW is doing with their DC shows. Didn't work out.
Yeah, I think it's too many DC shows on the CW right now.
It definitely is. And none of them are good anymore. I'm sorry.
But people are still watching it. That's why they still exist.
Because we want them to be good. And they're not. I actually stopped watching. I can't anymore. So.
No, yeah. I stopped a long time ago.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was the news bits that I had. I know you guys had some stuff y'all wanted to mention.
Yes, I had. Let's start off with Walmart.
Wally World.
Wally World. Okay, so they are turning 160 of their U.S. store parking lots into drive-ins. You know, drive-ins has been super popular lately. It's free. You do have to pre-order your ticket, but it is free. The shows will run between, I think they start this weekend. They started through October 21st. They're going to show about 120 movies. All old movies. Well, not old movies, but nothing new, I should say. So it's like Wonder Woman, Black Panther, Spy Kids. Is Spy Kids good? Do people like that? I've never seen it, but I hear about it.
It's not good. It's not.
Like it.
It's yeah.
Do kids like it?
It's not good, but kids like it.
Yeah, I mean, but kids like anything. So, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Wow.
Well, they do. I can show Colton anything, and you're like, wow, this is great.
I mean, it's not lying. So I don't know. I think that's kind of course, it's not near us, but
Why
check
would
out
it
the
be?
website. It's at a Wally World near you.
At a Wally World near you. It's fine. We have drive-ins near us, so it's fine.
Yeah, but Walmart's closer, isn't it?
Yeah,
don't know.
Walmart's a lot closer. The drive-ins are like an hour away.
Yeah, because I'm like, anywhere we go would be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Well, the closest one to us is an hour away for the Wally World Drive-In. That's an hour away.
Maybe people where we live just don't go to drive-ins. I don't know.
Or maybe, yeah, maybe.
No, they have a drive-in at Pinecrest. Like, they do it like once a week or something
That was
like that.
temporary.
Oh, they're not doing it anymore?
No, it was only for 4 weekends.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it was popular, but yeah, it was only for 4 weekends. The other thing I had, Disney officially ended 20th Century Fox. So the logo will stay the same minus the Fox part.
Fox symbol.
So 20th Century Fox Television is now 20th Television, which sounds stupid.
20th Why didn't you just call it 20th Century Television? Why you get rid of the century?
Who knows? And they probably spent like months on this.
Sounds dumb.
It's so dumb. And so then the movie division becomes 20th Century Studios, which sounds better.
Yeah.
So the logo will stay the same minus the Fox and I guess the Century if you're watching TV. So like, would it just be a giant 20 then?
Wait, we can't. Wait, why did they could have just slapped studios on the end for movies? Why do you have to get rid of the century?
No, but for television, did television still have that giant logo, or that's not on? That's only on the movies.
Yeah, no, it's on the TV shows too, like Family Guy and stuff.
So yeah, so I was going to say 20th television. Stupid. I hate it. Disney, you suck.
It is. It's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb.
No, who paid? You pay people for this. I could have done a better job. All right. And so starting next weekend, I guess, AMC theaters will be reopening on August 20th. And so in honor of their 100 years of being in service or in business, whatever, they will be opening at 15 cents, which is what the tickets cost in 1920 when they first opened.
Wow.
Pretty
okay.
dumb.
15 cents a movie. I still won't be going.
No, but yeah. And then after opening day, tickets will be cheaper at $5. And they'll show movies like Black Panther, Inception. Basically, if it was a blockbuster and people like it, that's what they'll show. But the new movie starting on the 28th, you mentioned New Mutants. Tenet's supposed to come out on the 3rd.
Okay. So Tenet's actually coming out.
Yeah.
We hope. Maybe.
Yeah.
We might have to go see that.
Well, we're not going to the theater.
I won't be at AMC doing that.
We're definitely going to a drive-in, guys. Sorry. Like I'm not going in to the theater because I don't desire to get sick. But maybe you guys, like people, audience listening out there, maybe you want to go to a theater. And if you do, you could probably pay for your hospital bills by starting a podcast. So if you want to start a podcast, one easy way is to use Buzzsprout. And Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be online and listed on all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts within minutes of finishing your recording, which is what we do every single week. So seriously, if you are looking to start a podcast, check out Buzzsprout. Our affiliate link is below so you can sign up yourself. With that being said, let's get going with the X-Men movie, the first X-Men, 2000 X-Men, those X-Men.
What was that?
The first, I wanted to make sure it was the first X-Men movie. Oh.
You know what I was thinking of when you said X-Men?
All the X-Men movies got titles.
This one is just X-Men.
Right. So
Yeah,
we would have got it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, fine. What were you thinking of, Dana?
You remember that old, like, our parents' X-Men cartoon, the theme song, X-Men?
X-Men, save the day, save the day. Coming your way.
That is what popped in my head.
Oh, man. What a great tune. What a great tune. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, too. I actually watched the first 5 seconds of that today. And then I turned it off. So, all right, the first X-Men movie, I thought it's still fun to watch, I think, to be honest. That's my overall thoughts on it. It's still funny. There are a lot of plot issues in this movie that I did not see as a child.
Yeah, it's, I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, is it really a good movie? Like, I find it highly enjoyable, but there's a lot of flaws. And I don't know, it's because seeing it as a kid and you're bound to love it forever. And I wonder if someone who hasn't seen it came in and like, this is trash. What are you talking about?
True. Yeah, we need someone who's never seen an X-Men movie to tell us, because I'm not so sure on this. Watching it yesterday, I had a lot of fun with it and did not mind the entire movie, except for those plot issues were so glaring.
Right. There's plot holes, there's poor character development, sloppy action scenes, and I still like it. So I don't know. We might be a little biased.
Yeah, we'll get into more detail as we rip into one of our favorite movies. All right. Anybody else have thoughts on X-Men?
I think it's a good movie. I mean, for its time, for its time, I say that it was a good movie.
Time, I gave it a pass on shoddy special effects.
Yeah.
That makes for sloppy script writing.
Yeah, the writing problem, that has nothing to do with this time. That was just bad writing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right.
But, this is the only X-Men movie that it had its original story. Like,
that's true.
The story wasn't based off of any comic books or anything.
Yeah.
Like, this was the original story.
And I think we should give it credit for what it did, because this came at a time where superhero movies were kind of like non-existent, especially because like
Blade
Blade in '98, but Blade wasn't. They purposely didn't market Blade as a Marvel movie,
right.
So things you have like the Batman movies that came out in the late '90s, not good. It's like you start off high with like 1989 Tim Burton Batman, and you thought like, oh, we're gonna go in this direction, and then he went into a completely wrong direction.
Yeah, this movie is coming off the back of Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
everybody.
Oh man,
Then you talking about a time
that was a great movie.
well, yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
You come at a time where
problem with it.
these were either Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
So now it's like X-Men. It's like, do people even know who they are? We know because we grew up with the cartoon, but mass audience probably just like, what?
Well, like our parents knew what X-Men were.
Because they grew up with the cartoon.
True. That X-Men saved the day. I had to sing it again because
it's so catchy.
You didn't have to. You just wanted to.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
I'm watching the 90s series. Which is the 90s series is really good, but man, is the animation bad.
So bad. Boy, but we need to stop outsourcing our animation because it's not good.
Yeah, well, Fox didn't give them any money to do this cartoon. So that's why the animation was bad.
It sounds just like this movie. Fox didn't give them any money.
Yeah, they had no faith in it. Why did you buy this property if you didn't have faith it would make you money?
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's kind of dumb. But all right, let's get with our thoughts on the movie. We gave our general thoughts. My problem is we complain about the continuity issues between the X-Men movies. This movie itself has continuity issues within the movie, so we shouldn't be surprised at all about the rest of them. Like, there's some silly stuff like how did Magneto get the torch to the top of the Statue of Liberty without anyone seeing a floating torch?
Yeah. I mean, you're in Manhattan. Like, everyone's going to see this. The president is on Ellis Island. Like, yo, everyone in the world would be watching. There's no way he'd have got up there and no one's seen it. It's ridiculous.
How did Mystique know that?
Oh man, he tiptoed.
He
tiptoed so nobody hear you.
He tiptoed the torch to the top of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh man, he was like, he got it on up there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody noticed. Job well done. As long as you tiptoe, nobody gonna see you.
And then what was it? How did Mystique know that Rogue took Wolverine's powers after he stabbed her? How did she even know that Wolverine stabbed her?
Dude, she had to be in school that night, right? Is that even possible for her to have been in school that night?
They were looking for to begin with.
Okay,
Yeah, we know why she's there.
There, how does she know what happened? Maybe she gossip, kids talk. Maybe that's just what it is.
Okay.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. They could have been talking about all.
They would have been talking like, "Hey, man, you heard that girl got stabbed?" That'd have definitely been the conversation of the day.
And then how'd she get into the? Never mind.
I don't know. It's part of my nitpicks. We can do a deep dive when we get to nitpicks.
There are a lot of nitpicks.
I need Cerebro to be better guarded. I mean, in the cartoons, in the movies, like something that powerful, and anybody can just walk into the mansion, go into the basement,
Well,
and get into Cerebro.
Cerebro is just like the Batcave. Everybody in the mama knows where it's at. Everyone can get in.
Remember Batman Forever's stupid Batcave alarm that brought all this stuff up? It's like intruder alert. Intruder alert. Here comes the Batmobile coming up out of the ground.
Yeah, everything popped up. Yeah.
Like, what is that?
I was in there just looking at him like,
So dumb. But some problems with the writing is like character development. They really only develop Professor X, Magneto, and Wolverine. Nobody else. And continuing on through the rest of the movies, no one else ever got really developed.
I was going to say, this is not just a X-Men movie problem. This is a Fox in general with the X-Men movies. They just, throughout the whole thing, poor character development, nothing makes sense. Their use of Jean Grey, Scott, all of them, it's not good. And I will forever be mad about how they handle Mystique. Awful. Just, I don't
you
even
mean
know
with
why.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Horrible.
Yeah.
And then how come her color changed in every movie?
you
It went from being
Not
cerulean
Jennifer
blue
Lawrence.
to royal blue to regular blue. I don't know.
What'd you say, Derek?
You said Jennifer Lawrence, and I'm like, Jennifer Lawrence wasn't in this?
No, she's talking about the entire franchise.
The entire franchise.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. No, this was Rebecca Romaine, I think is her name. Which was interesting because she's a model, not an actress, and she did better acting than Jennifer Lawrence did as Mystique. Just saying.
Hey, is she married to Stamos? Because her
Not
last
anymore.
name is hyphenated.
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
She was at the time of the movie.
Oh, interesting.
True.
I do think Mystique was done well in this. It was pretty good.
It was, but it could have been. It would have been nice if she had more backstory. But I guess you can't give everyone a backstory.
No, that's
Yeah, there's a lot of X-Men. Whew,
yeah.
that would take forever.
Yeah, but see, if you had all these movies to work with, at some point you could have gave her a story. But you decided not to do that.
Well, they tried to, and the story was dumb.
In first class.
Because you change someone who is like all of a sudden she's a good guy now. You cannot flip the script on someone like Mystique like
Yeah,
that.
but let's focus on this movie. We know the future X-Men movies gets us upset. The beginning of this movie, I think, was excellently shot with the camp in Poland with Magneto's origin. That was a really good scene in black and white. No subtitles for there was obviously speaking Polish. And no subtitles or anything, and you just felt everything in that scene. I thought it was excellent.
On my captions on my TV, it just said foreign European language. That's all it
Wow. I'm gonna need him to do that.
ain't even signify which
said.
line.
Every time they would speak, it said speaking foreign European language.
Did you even need to put it there?
Yeah, they're from somewhere.
Just don't put anything.
That's, man, okay. I didn't need to know that. Yes, but I agree with you. I think the scene had a huge impact. It kind of tells you a lot about who Magneto is. He goes through hatred as a kid, only to again experience it as an adult.
Yeah, and obviously in this movie, Professor X and Magneto were done excellently, which of course, if you're doing X-Men, especially for the first time, they're like two most important characters you need to bring out, right? So I think they did a good job there.
Yeah, I think they did. I feel like a lot of the shots to me were shot well. Not the special effects ones, but like I think the opening scene was pretty cool. The scene outside the train station with the police cars, I thought that was a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a lot of things really well. It's just there's a lot of things that just wasn't done well.
Like the fact that Storm and Jean Grey don't fly.
Oh my gosh. I'm guessing it was budget. I'm going to say budget. But there were so many times, and I don't know, it's because, at the time, not a lot of strong women in these movies, is that a lot of these problems could have been solved if Jean Grey and Storm used their powers.
If anyone used their powers at any point, a lot of this stuff could be solved. It was just a lot of stupidity. Like, Storm not being able...
their powers.
It seemed like she couldn't use her powers if she wasn't outside, like in the train station. Sabretooth has her choked up, and she doesn't strike him with lightning until the roof gets blown open. And it's like, you could have done something before.
Yeah. More than lightning. I felt like it was like, oh, Storm, it must be lightning. But it's like, yo, she can control the wind. She can make ice. I just feel like there was a lot of options.
Weather.
Yeah,
Her
weather.
superhero name could be Weather. Her weather or Mother Nature. She controls all of that. Like,
so I think
it doesn't have to be rain and thunder.
Grossly underused in this movie. In the whole series, honestly. The whole series.
It's true. And also, Halle Berry, don't try an accent. Don't try an African accent ever again. Just don't.
That's why she lost it in the other movies, because it was just a no.
It's kind of like Elizabeth Olsen doing that whatever random East European accent she was trying.
It was supposed to be Romanian, but it wasn't though.
It was bad. Yeah, but I like the story though. The story of this movie is pretty good, if not executed in the best way. It was still a pretty good story.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, at its core, I think it's a pretty interesting story.
Core, what Magneto was trying to do, right? He wasn't strong enough to give your power to Rogue, so Rogue can do it, turning humans into mutants. That's a pretty good plot line, if only delivered better.
Yeah. I'm gonna need them to develop Rogue at some point. I realized, like, she was almost the main character in this story, right?
Yeah.
Which some reason they made Wolverine the main character when the story was really about her. It's weird, but she was the main character in the story, and we had a backstory and whatnot. But throughout these movies, they didn't use her.
No, they didn't. She's basically been relegated to screaming and crying. Kind of what she did in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And it's Rogue. She should be a beast even without the rest of her powers. Like,
true. Yeah, I think I would like to learn her to see her like learn to become like an X-Men, you know?
Yeah. Like, but she's the new recruit and she becomes an X-Men.
It would have been cool. See, this is why we need a Mystique movie. To see Mystique and Rogue together before she joins the X-Men?
True.
I feel like that's the movie we need.
That would have been pretty cool. So, I mean, it's kind of a gripe there. They didn't really develop, like, Rogue that much. I guess when I started off saying that the story problems, I guess there's a bunch of nitpicks in the stories because there are things that don't line up. Like, how did Wolverine get to Cyclops' bike first? That always bothered me. I
thought we decided Cyclops went back to get his visor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did. Why did he put his visor on? It was dumb.
And you're in public, so you're still wearing civilian clothes, but you got your visor on.
Like, people don't know that looks weird,
right.
And they're not going to immediately think you're a mutant.
Don't he got them shades? Don't he got them shades that do the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the
They're
shade.
like regular shades, and they look normal. Like, why don't you use those?
But then, I know we keep going back to the other X-Men movies. Do you see this new kid? He always has on the visors. He looks stupid.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. Like, why is this?
Yeah, so...
The Cyclops always has a visor.
Not in regular clothes. He has on the glasses.
Yeah, that's why he has the ruby quartz glasses.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, so I guess it's mostly nitpicks. The story's fine. I'm just nitpicking, I guess. There was so much stuff that didn't line up, though. I just, I can't. But okay. But all in all, I guess it's a really good movie. Still, not really. It's a good movie. I'm going to take the really off. It's a good movie.
It is good. It is highly enjoyable, even with all the nitpicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Dana, you normally have some extra stuff.
All right. Let's start with casting.
All right.
There's a lot. I'm not even sure. I didn't even write half of it down because I didn't believe it. But apparently, Bryan Singer's first choice Wolverine was Russell Crowe.
I heard of that.
I mean, no, that part I know is true. But
why? I'm like, he would have been a horrible Wolverine.
Yeah, but he turned it down because he had just came from doing Gladiator, so he didn't want to do.
Which was an excellent movie.
Yes. He did not want to do an action movie. So apparently also considered Mel Gibson, Aaron Eckhart, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Viggo Mortensen, Edward Norton, Keanu Reeves, and Gary, that guy from New York.
What was they asking for?
Wolverine.
What characters were they going to be playing?
Wolverine.
Just no.
Oh no!
I think Keanu Reeves might have done all right. I think he might have done all right.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Did you say Russell?
He ain't got the look, man.
He don't have the look.
I mean, neither did Hugh Jackman.
Russell Crowe was their first choice. Russell Crowe is who they really wanted, but he said no.
I think Russell Crowe could have pulled it off. I think he would have pulled it off. He could have pulled it off.
Yeah. But Hugh Jackman's the best choice. Out of all of that, we obviously know that now.
All right. But
anyway, my thing is, we saying that now. We didn't know who he was before the movie.
We did Kate and Leopold.
And who watched Kate and Leopold? Who out of us? Who
he had been in?
That's what you gonna mention?
Out of
that's the only movie I know he had been in.
Out of the four of us in the year 2000, who of us had seen Kate and Leopold?
None.
Okay, exactly. We did not know who Jackman was.
I saw him.
God.
Buying avocados. A lot of avocados. I was wondering why so many avocados, but we must have been having a party. Maybe get a bunch of guacamole.
Oh Lord. Okay. No, so Hugh Jackman. No, at the time, I don't think people would have thought he was a good choice at all, especially since he's a Broadway actor, right?
Right.
People did not agree, but this is before the land of the internet really blew up, so it wasn't a lot of complaints because we was going to write a letter.
Yeah. I remember famously he said his wife told him not to take the role because it was dumb.
I feel like a lot of people felt that way. It's like a cartoon movie, comic books are stupid, and then it's like, but once I read it, I really enjoyed it and was all on board. Like Bryan Singer said it, Patrick Stewart said it. So
wait, what? No, but Patrick Stewart does a lot of dumb stuff.
He was in Star Trek. How could you think X-Men was beneath you when you were in Star Trek?
He's like the boss on American Dad. He's the CIA boss on American Dad.
Patrick Stewart is?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't watch American Dad.
I don't either, but I remember that. I'm like, Patrick Stewart, I don't think did he really say that? Because he does a lot of silly stuff.
I don't know. Maybe he felt better about the role after he read the comic. I don't know.
All right.
So apparently Russell Crowe is the one that had recommended.
A lot of them said that in.
Dude, why are you like 10 seconds late? We moved on.
We also mentioned that already. But okay, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe is the one that had recommended Hugh Jackman to be Wolverine. However, they instead decided to go with Doug Ray Scott. And you're like, who's Doug Ray Scott? Apparently, he's the villain in Mission Impossible 2. That's the movie I didn't like.
Is he the one that, when asked how he would have played Wolverine, he said he would do it less gay?
I don't know.
Less gay?
Yeah, that's what he said. Somebody said that was up for the role and didn't take it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently there was issues with him filming Mission Impossible 2, and then he got injured and couldn't do it, so they were forced to use Hugh Jackman because they didn't have anybody else.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm glad, sorry dude got injured, but
yeah.
Good for us.
I would rather have Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Much
absolutely. Patrick Stewart was the only person Bryan Singer wanted for the role of Professor X, obviously.
That's the only person anyone wanted for the role of Professor X.
Said that as kids, like, obviously, this guy is Professor X. He even mentioned he was surprised when reading the comic books about how much that guy looked like him.
Yeah, and then, like, James McAvoy didn't really exist at this time. So, like, I mean, I know he existed, but he couldn't play Professor X at that time.
No, Patrick Stewart was the perfect choice.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah. Cyclops.
James Marsden.
Yes, that guy. All right, so apparently the role was turned down by a guy named Jim Caviezel. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Don't care what his name is. But if you're wondering, like, who's he?
Yeah.
He was in Person of Interest. Y'all seen that show?
No.
With Taraji P. Henson and,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that guy, the cop guy,
Mm-hmm.
he was going to be Cyclops.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. I mean, Cyclops is such a bland person in these movies. It didn't matter who they got.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
so
definitely.
boring.
But, you know, I was watching a 90s X-Men cartoon, and I still hate Cyclops. He
Yeah.
sucks so much.
He's lame, man. I like Havoc a lot better. But yeah, Cyclops is just lame, man. Like he's
The
a
thing is,
square.
Internet says Cyclops is great, but my knowledge from the movies and from the cartoons, Cyclops sucks. He's annoying. Like, I kind of wish Mr. Sinister would have just killed him on the island so we didn't have to see him anymore.
Right.
Just-
Like, talk about Cyclops, and it's the same way in the movies. But, like, I was watching the cartoon, and, like, Cyclops was angry at Gambit because he said he was spreading rumors because Gambit said he heard that the island of Genosha was accepting mutants. I'm like, what? Why were you mad about this, Cyclops? God, you suck.
Square. A rod up his butt. He's just square.
yeah. Well, it was just like in the movie. He's all mad. You can bring Logan with us, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't listen to orders. Professor X is like, give him something to listen to. Stop being a baby.
Right. Listen to, yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. But I think James Marsden was a good pick for that, but it could have been anyone. I
It
don't
could
know.
have been anyone. Apparently, Ben
wouldn't
Affleck,
know
Matt
if I
Damon, and Ethan Hawke was also considered.
No, don't waste them on this role.
Ethan
We
Hawke.
remember, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they weren't really super famous.
No, they weren't.
Oh, okay. It still would have been a waste for them.
Yes, it would have. They're better than this. But at that time, they weren't famous.
Would have been cool to see Ben Affleck do it though. That would have been
No,
fun.
they would not have.
No, yeah. You remember when did Daredevil come out?
2000 and...
I want to say 2003.
That movie made me doubt the TV show so hard.
I did not watch the TV show until you guys brought it up because that movie was so bad.
2003.
All right then. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Jean Grey. Apparently Lucy Lawless audition? No. All right. So and then also Charlize Theron, she turned it down. I
Okay.
see that.
Charlize Theron as I like her. I don't know as Jean Grey though.
I think she can act anything.
Think about all of her roles.
She can do it.
Transforms into a different person in her roles.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Talking about future casting, what about Charlize Theron as Emma Frost in the MCU?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, it would be sick. I like that. I like that.
I like
yeah.
Is she willing to do it though? She is. She's not young.
Yeah. No, Emma Frost doesn't have to be.
Oh, okay. All right. No, she don't have to be. Jerry Ryan was in a running for Mystique. I
Who?
can see that. From she was in Star Trek, wasn't she? Yeah, she was in Star Trek.
Yeah, 7 of 9.
Oh, that's Mystique. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah, she would have been perfect for that, I think.
Yeah, she would have.
All right. I say this one for last because this is who I really wanted, but that's not who we got. So apparently in 97, they did approach Angela Bassett to play Storm. I don't know what happened to those conversations, but obviously it didn't happen.
Oh, dude.
And I always felt like Angela Bassett would have made the perfect Storm.
She would have been so much better. And we know she can do an African accent because she's in Black Panther.
That would have been... Oh, yeah. That is the Storm we needed, but not the Storm we got.
It's a shame. Angela Bassett, 100%. 100%. All right. That's disappointing. I wish we got Angela Bassett's Storm.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll get Janelle Monáe this time, so it's fine. Although, who else were we saying was going to play? Was it just Janelle Monáe?
I don't think we came up with another person.
Yeah, we didn't come up with anybody else. I think we just went off the rumor reel.
Oh, I said that one girl from Grownish and the Sun is also a star, and y'all said no.
No.
Yep. I'm still a no on that.
Okay, fine.
No, Aaron. How is she gonna be Storm?
I don't know, man. Whatever. Okay.
Come on now.
Boy, I don't.
Let's not be ridiculous.
Fine. You know, it's all good. You shot down my idea. I understand. I'm only heard a little bit. What other news do you have?
All right, that was it for casting. Now we can go into random movie facts.
Random movie facts.
Woo, okay. This was the highest grossing movie of 2000. Don't know what else came out in 2000.
It was the highest grossing?
Ninth highest, not the highest.
Ninth. I don't know what else came out in 2000. The Matrix? No. That was 99.
No, that was 99.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what came out in 2000.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But apparently, 8 other movies were better than this.
I'm inclined to believe it, but all right.
Yeah, so this was interesting. So in the 1980s, something called Carloco Pictures bought the rights to X-Men. And James Cameron was going to produce a movie. However, James Cameron moved over to do a Spider-Man movie in the 1990s.
I heard about that movie, and we should be happy that didn't come out. Because, no. God, you do not want to hear about this script. There was some weird stuff in that. But continue.
Right, so that movie never happened. So anyways, Carloco goes bankrupt. James Cameron moved on to the Spider-Man movie that never happened. And this allowed 20th Century Fox to buy the rights to X-Men. Yeah, interesting. I don't know who Carloco was, but yeah.
Yeah, apparently they weren't good.
Oh, probably why we never heard of them. Duh. Okay. The trucker that Rogue hitched a ride with does the voice of Beast in the animated series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now that is when they said it, I was like, oh, yeah, that was him. So, and also, Beast was in the original script.
Okay.
But they had to cut him because the budget was only $75 million. So apparently they had like this really, I won't say cool because that's what they said, cool scene with him at the Statue of Liberty, jumping around and doing whatever it is that Beast does. But anyways, people was like, it's too expensive, we can't do it. So then they was like, okay, well, what if we cut that scene and just have Beast get injured, and then that's why he can't go with them to Statue of Liberty? But then they was like, that's lame, and they just cut Beast altogether.
Well, okay, yeah. And then, judging on how they did Sabretooth Furry, I don't think Beast Furry was going to look good.
Yeah, you're right. He probably would not have looked good.
Sabretooth looked like he just had on a bunch of coats.
A bunch of coats and some really bad eyebrows.
Oh, remember.
I was like, what is this? And some obvious Halloween fangs that you put in your mouth. It was so obvious.
Yeah.
But that's because of the time period, so I'm not going to be too mad about it, but still. Man. Okay.
All right. And also, the script had scenes for Storm, not scenes, and they storyboarded it for Cyclops and Storm to have, I said Storms, I don't know why, there's only one Storm, to have a backstory, but they decided not to shoot it.
Yeah, weren't they going to make spin-off movies off of those?
I don't know. Yeah, that wasn't on the internet. So anyways, they would have showed Storm in Kenya causing a lot of damage, changing the weather. his power would have been to manifest while he was in school and accidentally destroying a school bathroom, which was used in a later X-Men movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so those did not make it into the movie.
I can see why they cut it. Like, I don't know if you want to start a movie with 5 origin stories.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. They said because they were like trying to start off with like the original X-Men, and they were also going on the premise that a lot of people didn't know who the X-Men were. So it was like, how do we introduce these people and their powers? And I will say that I think that is one thing the movie did well, is how they introduced people, where how you knew what their powers were without them telling you what their powers were.
Yeah.
Which is, what did you say, show don't tell? I think they did that well.
Show don't tell. That's very true. Yeah. Unless you're doing a podcast, then you have to tell and not show because you can't see it.
Yes. But besides that, I think we got a pretty good idea what everyone's power was. That even if you didn't know who their character were, you knew what they did, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few reasons why they didn't wear the traditional yellow outfits from the cartoon in the comics.
They thought it would look dumb.
Yeah, basically. They tried the early design test did not go well. I'm going to chalk it up to that being late 90s. And also they thought it might be a risky and might be off-putting to the larger audience. Because one thing they said was that, like you can get all your comic book fans Friday night. It's like, but then we also have to appeal to people that's going to see it on Saturday and Sunday and beyond.
You know how we know they're wrong? Because I'm not even going to use our current MCU movies. Spider-Man, that came out 2 years later, didn't put Spider-Man in leather suit. He wore his bright red and blue suit, and it didn't put off the other audiences because...
But everyone knows who Spider-Man is. Does everyone know who the X-Men is? I'm going to say no.
Yeah, remember we did the research on that, and Spider-Man is the one of the most...
it outsells Batman, Superman, and every other super... Yeah, I know. Okay.
Even though he sucks.
He doesn't suck. That's why he outsells everyone. What's your next bit?
Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are best friends in real life.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I thought that was cute. So did you know Fox did not have the rights to Miss Marvel?
Well, yeah, that makes sense. She's not a mutant.
She's not a mutant. It makes sense. So that's why in the films that she could never have any of her other... Rogue could never have any of her other powers.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't know, Rogue took her powers from her... Well, she took her flight, super strength, and invulnerability from Miss Marvel, a.k.a. Captain Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I did watch that episode today on the animated series.
I'm going to get to that. I'm almost done with the first season.
That was a dope episode. It's season 2, I believe.
Yeah, season 2, episode 9.
Okay.
Which, question for you guys, why doesn't she have Miss Marvel's fire hands thingies?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's because Miss Marvel has to channel her binary powers. So it's like...
That was a bunch of gibberish. You made those words up.
It's like when she goes into that, it's called her binary form.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So she has to be in that form for Rogue to be able to take her powers.
Okay, but in the Captain Marvel movie, wasn't she using her hand fires before she turned into binary?
It's true.
True.
Also, in the cartoon, Captain Marvel can shoot little hand things without being binary.
So why does she have fire hands? Explain.
That's the reason on that. I'm just saying that's the reason on why they say that she doesn't have those powers.
But that's a lie because we already know she can use her fire when she's not binary.
All right, she didn't kill Captain Marvel, so while she got most of her powers, she didn't get all of them.
For like 50 years.
Yeah, but she wasn't dead.
Okay, so that's just the one thing that didn't transfer.
Yep.
She was in her head. Literally, her personality was in this girl's head. So she got Captain Marvel's soul, but not her fire hands.
Nope. Not the fire hands, man.
Yep.
She had to hold on for another 10 seconds for the fire hands.
Yeah. So Rogue cannot go binary. She doesn't have a binary mode.
It doesn't make sense. It's comic book logic.
Okay. I just want y'all to just say all this nonsense y'all talking. It just doesn't make sense.
No, of course it didn't. But that's why we couldn't get a flying strong rogue, because they don't own the rights to Captain Marvel. Wait, hold on. You could have just made that part of her mutant power. Why didn't you just make that part of her mutant power, and not use the whole she got it from Captain Marvel thing?
Because honestly, if you're not a comic book fan, you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. I barely know.
I don't know, but maybe just some logistics with the companies, though.
I mean, they were making Jean Grey just the Phoenix without the Phoenix Force. I mean, so
is that why they did that?
Huh? No, they had the rights to the Phoenix Force. I don't know why.
Oh, so they just don't, and they did it twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, the second time they did use the Phoenix Force, but it was still dumb. But okay.
It was dumb because at the end of Apocalypse, she had the power.
Yeah, she just had it.
Changed it in the next movie.
Because there's no continuities in these movies. Nothing happens in these movies. All right, like they don't watch the last movie they wrote.
Obviously. Okay, let's get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hugh Jackman took ice cold showers in the morning to help him get into the mindset of playing Wolverine.
Method actor.
It was liking wanting to scream and lash out at something, but having to hold it in is what his thought was. I can see that because cold showers are the worst.
I haven't taken one, so yeah, I don't know.
You've never got in the shower and realized this water's cold?
No, I put my hand in the water first to make sure it's warm, and then I get in.
But the temperature of the water doesn't feel the same on your hand as it does on your body.
It's different because, like, let's say your water heater ain't working, and you know, like, all right, the shower's going to run for like 2 minutes, and then it's going to be hot enough. But you don't know if your water heater ain't working, so you hop in and you realize the water's ice cold.
That's why I put my hand in, and I can tell if it's cold or not. I know it doesn't feel the same, but I can tell if the water's cold.
Why do I need to do that if I know how long it takes to heat up? Now our water is too hot, but I'm not about to complain.
Yeah, my water's too hot right now, but I'm not turning it down.
It's way too hot.
It's fine.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But anyway,
that was interesting.
He didn't need to take a cold shower, but fine.
Well, okay, remember this is like in the early days, and he didn't really know because he was struggling at the beginning, and he felt like they were going to fire him because he was struggling, and he didn't know how to play Wolverine. Maybe because he didn't know who Wolverine was or what a Wolverine was.
True.
Possible, man. Wolverine's never been on Broadway.
That is true. Because at first he started studying the wolves, figuring that Wolverine must be like a wolf.
Oh no, they're not wolves, dude.
No, they're badgers.
A Wolverine is not a wolf.
No. But Wolverines are only in Asia and North America, I think. So coming from Australia, he would have never seen a Wolverine.
Wow, that's interesting because Australia is full of animals that want to kill
They
you.
have every freaking thing out there, and they don't have a Wolverine.
And they all want to kill you. Did we mention that? Everything there wants to kill you? Yes.
Yeah, just like the human-sized bat that they got out there.
A human-sized bat? What?
Yeah, a bat that's like the size of a dog.
Ew.
They're out there, and they're just like hanging upside down on people's porches when they walk outside their door. I'm like, excuse me?
No.
They're just hanging out there? Like,
Why does anyone live there?
No.
They also got crabs that are like the size of small dogs.
What? Why is everything dog size?
Yeah, I'm saying everything out there is big. Everything out there is.
They
freaking
also
big.
have
That's
dogs
why I'm
that's the size of
No.
bigger dogs.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't want to go there. Yeah, the dogs are too big.
But isn't there like a spider the size of a dinner plate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is big.
I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
I remember we were watching
Everything's
like
bigger in Texas. Go to Australia, buddy.
we were watching like World's Deadliest Animals, and like 7 of them were in Australia, and it was like this one snake, and they were like, yeah, if it bites you, you're just dead. Like you're not going to get to the hospital. And I'm like, its venom is not like just a neurotoxin, but it eats away at your flesh. I'm like, what is this and why? Like, what
was that reptile that bites you and it makes your blood thicker, so thick that it won't flow?
The Komodo dragon?
I forgot if it was a snake or that was a Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
I don't think they're poisonous because they have so much bacteria in their mouths. I think like they don't actually have a poison they secrete. I might be wrong.
It's more of our reaction to them.
Yeah. I think. I'm not a scientist. But all right, any other movie stuff?
No, we can move on to nitpicks.
Nitpick. I've named so many already. But any nitpicks?
Oh, I had a couple of movie stuff before y'all move on to nitpicks.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, the Xavier School mansion is the same mansion that is used in Billy Manson.
Madison?
Madison? Yes, sorry. It is also the same mansion used in Smallville.
Is it?
Oh,
and it's also the same mansion used in Arrow.
Why are your sentence so long? You could shorten this sentence up a lot.
They use this mansion in Smallville, Arrow, and Billy Madison.
Yep.
Why is that a nitpick?
It's not. He said he had movie facts.
Movie stuff,
Oh,
man.
my
Movie
bad.
stuff.
Okay.
Hey, attention, Darren. Come on, man.
Sorry.
That is interesting. Who owns this mansion?
I don't
And
know.
why do you have this giant house?
They're getting
Making
paid.
money though. If he owns it, he's making money.
Yeah, you can pay.
Yeah.
Making money.
They used 3 different types of claws for Wolverine. There were plastic, rubber, and steel. And there were over 700 different claws used by Hugh Jackman and the 4 stuntmen that played him.
I
Interesting.
think that's good. Definitely better than what he had in X-Men Origins.
Oh, God. The CGI claws.
Why were they so shiny? Because they were new? That's what that was?
I guess, but like the CGI didn't
When they
work.
Go past the skin, they clean themselves off every time they go in and out. They clean themselves, so they're super shiny now.
Oh, and they said they had to
That sounds
make
believable.
Hugh Jackman look smaller in some scenes.
Yeah, because he's tall.
Wolverine is actually 5'3", and Hugh Jackman is 6'2".
So he's a foot taller than Wolverine should be.
So so he had to look smaller than the other actors in the film because Wolverine is technically smaller.
Yeah, didn't some actors have to wear lifts or something? And
Yeah, I think Cyclops did.
camera angles?
Do they continue to do that? Because I feel like in the other movies, they just like, forget it. Who cares? Because, I mean...
I don't know.
I gotta pay attention. I mean, yes, I know he's supposed to be short, but I don't care about the guy. Because, I mean, how many 5'4" dudes are out there? Not a lot. So, that's fine.
Oh, I'm not sure. That's going to play Wolverine?
And, I don't know. Yep. And so I got 2 more. This is the only X-Men movie where Wolverine doesn't kill anybody.
He does it?
He doesn't.
Nope, he doesn't kill anybody.
He
Oh, no,
beat up.
you don't.
He only fights Mystique.
That's true. And Sabretooth. Wait, didn't Sabretooth die?
No, remember Sabretooth can't die.
Oh,
But
I don't think so.
Cyclops shot him with his eyes, though.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He
yeah.
told him, open your eyes. When I tell you open the eyes, open them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yep. And the last thing I had, I thought Dana was going to bring this out, but she must have didn't see it. Who was going to play Rogue? Casted
I didn't
was
believe it.
Kristen Dunst.
Oh, no.
God.
No, let's pause there for a second. God, no. What? Who thought? No.
No. You know why I left it out? Because, all right, so I saw that one, and then another one said Drew Barrymore, Natalie Portman, and someone else.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, which all of these people? Either way, they were all horrible choices.
I could see them going for Natalie Portman, although she would have been a horrible choice.
She was just as boring as Brie Larson. Goodness. No.
I think she's. I think Brie Larson is more lively than she is.
It's not hard to do.
Jeez. But man, no, Kirsten, no.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so I don't
my,
Sure.
my last interesting fact The kids that they used as extra, they used those kids as extra throughout the whole movie. Like, they didn't change.
Yeah, was the same guy playing Colossus in this?
Must have been. So, okay, here's my issue with this. We talking about how this movie has so many continuity issues, but you wanted to make sure the extras were the same? Like, seriously? No one's paying attention to them kids.
Yep. They kept the same extras.
Imagine being like, hey, we're going to have movies spanning 3 decades, but the characters aren't going to age up. But hey, let's make sure these extras are the same.
That's the thing that I always
the story of the movie, though.
It's like y'all, you speak every year was a different decade, yet all these people are still 20 years old, and they, not only are they still 20, they still act 20.
Yeah,
you can even write it like they were real adults.
It was so dumb. Oh, it was so dumb. But all right, so was
That's nitpicks.
Yeah, nitpicks. There we go.
Yep.
All right. All right. Okay, so we talked about some of them, but I have some more. How did Magneto always know where Rogue was?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, how did he find her in Canada?
How did he find her in Canada?
Right? And if he was following her, why not grab her before she hooked up with Wolverine? I mean, she had to travel from Mississippi to Canada, which is a long ways away. It is not like Wolverine lives in Toronto. He lives in Canada. So, like, seriously, how'd you find this girl?
Yeah, you could have picked her up before then, right? Maybe it took a while for him to hear the story of the girl who... Well, how did he know what her powers were?
Exactly.
Yeah,
the question is, she didn't use her powers again.
Yeah, all she did was put a boy in the coma. You didn't know that she was absorbing his life force or whatever.
Well, maybe. I'm sure it's Mississippi, so they probably kicked her out for being a mutant.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but you didn't know what her powers were exactly. For all you know, she just kills people when she touches them. How did you guess, like, oh, she'll take my power for this machine?
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that was unexplained, and he could always find her. Like, I get at some point maybe he was just following the X-Men around, but I don't know. I just felt kind of like...
He tiptoed, man. I told y'all he tiptoed.
you did say that.
Tiptoeing around behind them everywhere they go. That way you know where they at, you know where Rogue at, all that.
Wow.
Tiptoe.
All right, what's your next?
Tiptoe up behind somebody and see if they hear you.
We did talk about this, but the fact that Storm and Jean Grey did not fly in this movie,
God.
I'm guessing it was budget limitations.
Or they thought it would look dumb.
Or that, I don't know. But they could fly, and them flying would have made so much more sense. Like,
Why? You know what's a nitpick? Why did the entire X-Men team get beat up by Toad?
Yeah.
Toad beat up everyone.
Because no one was fighting. Okay, you realize, like, were there punches thrown in this movie? Besides Wolverine?
No. Not at all. Yeah, like, why did... Okay, Toad landed in front of Storm, and she squared up to fight him. I'm like, you're Storm. Blow him away. And the same thing with Jean Grey. Like, you waited. I'm like, you have telepathy. Just throw him into the wall. Or something.
Yeah. And it doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so when they're all in a torch, right? And Cyclops need to aim to shoot Magneto. And it's just like, Storm, guide Wolverine so he can get up there. Storm, lightning bolt?
Sure.
Like, yo. Because Cyclops like, I can't hit the rings. Why are you hitting them?
Yeah.
Right, she hit Toad easily with that dumb line. So she could have hit Magneto with a lightning bolt.
If hit Magneto, then Wolverine would have been able to just I can't. It makes no sense. It's like Storm and Jean Grey their powers.
Yeah, my nitpick was they kept Xavier was saying that he couldn't find Magneto, and he doesn't know why. He's being blocked. But you knew the people that was with him.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just look for them?
Yeah.
True.
I can't find Magneto. Oh my god! Like, how about you look for Mystique?
Right, who's always by this dude's side.
And then you would have known she was in your school.
In your own mansion.
Yeah, that's my another nitpick. Does this mansion not have security?
No.
Like, how is not only was she able to just roll up in there, but then she got to Cerebral? Like, I feel like that should be locked down even for the kids.
Yeah, how did she even get in the basement?
Right. And then, like, it makes no sense. And then all she has to do is turn into Professor X and she's in there. You need better security. You need your retinal scan, and then plus, like, a handprint and a safe word or something.
I mean, she can get past all that, though.
Could she copy fingerprints?
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy's fingerprints is, and she ain't seen it.
Copy Wolverine's claws.
Look, I don't know, but you need better security. I have a number code or something that's like 15 digits long. Something.
Wait, yeah, how would she copy fingerprints? I guess you're right. The retinal scan wouldn't have worked either. Because you can't look at somebody's eyes and then be like, yeah, I can copy that perfectly.
I don't know. Maybe that's her power. I don't know. I don't know. So I just don't understand how she could just... They don't have cameras.
Yeah, where are the cameras? All right, okay.
I know this is like in comic books. And it also get copied into movies. But if Wolverine is covered with antimanium, how can anybody hit him?
Adamantium?
How they hurt.
You wouldn't. You would break your hand.
Well, in the beginning scene, which I do like, when we first see Wolverine and he's in the fight cage. So, like, the guy's hitting him and he's, like, punching him in the face and, like, oh, Wolverine's down. And then, all of a sudden, when the guy's punching him and he hits him with his fist, all of a sudden it's like, oh, yeah, this guy's metal. Should that have happened when he threw his first punch?
Oh, I guess so.
Yep.
I really think it should have.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's, like, metal
in the movie when he's fighting Mystique. And Mystique is kicking him all over the place when she broke your leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would think.
This is true.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay, he's cushioned. Like, if you kick him in the head, maybe you'll break your leg.
Okay, but he's in shape, so it's not like he got a lot of cushions around his ribs.
Yeah, but you're not hitting the bone straight on. I think that only applies if you're hitting him in his face, where really all you're hitting is bone.
I mean, between my ribs and me.
I don't know. Hey, how does he breathe if he has metal ribs?
There's room between your lungs and your rib cage.
Yeah, but your ribs expand.
Oh my gosh, we don't have time for this.
Okay.
Okay. This is my last one.
Mm-hmm.
So Magneto gives Rogue his powers, right?
Yep.
Now we just seen Rogue use her powers in Wolverine and knock this dude out.
Yep.
For however long, a day or so, right? How is Magneto still able to use his power to stop Wolverine from destroying the machine?
Yeah, that ain't make sense.
I mean, this guy's old. He like 100. So, like, he should have been out for the count when she took this dude's power for real, for real.
Probably. Also,
everybody else has been up to that point. Even afterward, and Wolverine touched her to so she can heal herself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Plot. Also, I was like, can't Rogue just turn the magnetic powers off? Like, the machine wasn't forcing her to use the magnetic power. I'm confused. She could just...
like, why not just don't use the powers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Magneto showed in the machine he can use it as will when he turns Senator Kelly into a mutant.
Yeah.
Good point. She could have just... But then she's a kid and scared, so maybe she gets a pass.
Yeah, like, oh, she didn't know how to control the powers, and they were just happening. Yeah, but I mean, if that's the thing, then when you get the magnetic powers, everything metal will be flying towards you. Like, okay. Fine. I guess. I'll let it go. Well, it's time to rate the movie?
Yeah, you want to skip best quote?
Oh, best quote. I feel That's not a. It's not. Nope. Definitely not. Worst quote.
Still owe me. No. None of those two quotes.
No.
I know what my favorite one is, but I don't know. This is a family podcast.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're like, hey, how we know it's proven?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you know when he was like, "This is Storm and this is Cyclops."
Oh, what do we call you, Wills?
Call you Wills?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Ad-libbed that. They say he ad-libbed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The script said that he was supposed to say Baldy.
Horrible.
That's not even what.
Horrible.
Who wrote? See, that's what I'm saying. Writing wasn't good.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I don't have a favorite quote out of this movie. Let's rate it.
Oh, what is above do while folding clothes?
I pay for that.
I'll pay for that.
Okay.
Do while folding clothes.
Yeah, I'm gonna rate it do while folding clothes. Because while I still enjoyed this movie, I had lots of fun watching it again. And I admitted that I would rewatch it immediately after watching it.
You're not even making any sense right now.
But if I'm looking at it from, I'm rating this as a movie on its own, I think there are too many like movie related problems in this for me to.
You're right, but I feel like I enjoy the movie too much for it to just be a blind movie.
No, because there are some shows and movies that I know are bad. Now this isn't bad, but there's stuff that I know are bad that I enjoy watching. So like, you know, I can't say they're good movies just because I enjoy watching it. That sounds weird. That's a weird sentence to say.
Like, okay, you know how ridiculous you're being right now.
There's too many problems. I'm sorry. It's a do while folding clothes. Yeah. So I guess we rate it as I watch it while folding clothes.
Yeah.
That is our rating.
That don't make any sense right now.
What? Our rating system doesn't make sense, okay? All right, if I give it a number rating, I would give it like a 6.5.
I would give it a 7.
I give it a 7.5.
But Derek, your rating doesn't make sense, Derek. What?
That is true. You can't give it a 7.5 and then say it's a do while folding clothes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
See, both of you.
I pay for that. I pay for that is 7 and 8. So if anything that's a 7 or an 8 is I pay for that.
And what's 9 and 10?
The best movie ever.
Oh, okay. All right. 6.5.
All right.
So ridiculous. I can't with you guys.
It's a 6.5 movie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna.
7. How bad is it for me to give it a 7?
It's fine if you think it's a 7. You're wrong, but you can think it's a 7.
You guys know how wrong you have been with the last few movies we watched.
What? Okay.
I'm never gonna let go. You talking about how good Iron Man 3 was? That trashy movie.
I destroyed Iron Man 3 on our rewatch.
We argued about how bad this movie was, and you guys wouldn't believe me.
Well, I had to rewatch it. The X-Men is definitely better than Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that. It's better than Iron Man 3. It's way better than Thor: The Dark World.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to not look through rose-colored lenses. You know, I'm trying to be objective here.
But here's the thing. Did you like the movie or didn't you like the movie?
Yeah, I liked it.
Well, then there you go. That's all that matters. Forget, it has a lot of issues. Of course it does. But do you like it? That's what you rated off on. Did you like the movie?
Fine. 3D Rivals will rate this as I pay for that. This is a 7 or an 8 movie. This will make Dana happy.
Not let her get her way.
I never get my way, so this is a victory for me.
I don't keep going out.
Mm-hmm. So, was that Dan?
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm having a conversation with myself for like half of it you can't hear, and half of it you can't hear.
Uh-oh. We thought you were like gone. What do you rate X-Men?
I'd pay for that.
Thank you.
That works. I'd pay for that.
All right, Darren. I guess we beat it out on this one. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. 3D Rivals. I'd pay for X-Men, and I would, to be honest, I would pay for X-Men. So, fine.
All right.
There you go.
It gets worse as time goes on. Don't worry, this franchise sucks. Okay.
Although X2 though.
Hey, X2 was pretty.
I like
good.
that too.
X2 was pretty good, but if we rewatch it, I'm just waiting to finally notice some real big flaws in it.
If you watch it looking for flaws, then of course you're gonna find something.
I feel like the third act is very problematic, but
Oh no, just the last scene with Jean Grey. I when I watched it the first time, I was like, did she have to do that? Doesn't seem logical.
Storm.
Yes, Storm.
Oh, she controls the weather. She couldn't control the water.
Make a strong east wind and split the water.
Wow.
You couldn't do that. Couldn't have her do that. Nah.
God, okay. That's our thoughts on the X-Men movie. Hopefully you guys followed that. That was fun. I'm trying to get them to do an X-Men movie rewind. Dana doesn't want to do this.
No, I said I would, but only if it included X2 and Days of Futures Past.
No, yeah, only those movies. She said she'll watch X1, X2, and Days of Future Past.
No, we got to watch The Last Stand in First Class.
No.
First Class was a good movie.
I cannot
think
remember.
First Class is pretty decent.
I actually think it's put together better than the first X-Men movie.
I will give you that.
You on that?
Here's my problem with First Class. Forget the fact that they just made up storylines, which is ridiculous. They went into going to like, we're going to use all new mutants, right? The different ones. So they get Darwin and all of them, right? Mm-hmm. And then they kill them and just use the same mutants we already had.
Yeah, but that's not in First Class. That's a future movie, which was bad.
But what's the point? You went into this premise saying we're going to be different. Isn't that why you started over?
Yeah.
Which you didn't need to do.
Wait, wasn't Days of Future Past the second movie after First Class?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Days of Future Past wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was.
But I hate First Class. No, Days of Future Past is fine.
Okay. All right.
I don't like how in First Class you give us this concept like, oh, we're going to be different. And then you give it's like the MCU saying, hey, we got rid of everyone on phase 1 through 3, but then we're just going to bring back different versions of phase 1 through 3. That's basically what they did.
Yeah. Well,
don't they do that with Jordan?
Oh, with the shoes, Jordans?
Yeah. All they do is keep bringing them back.
That's true.
Classic. That's different.
All they ever do.
All you want, and I will love them every time.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
They can literally take your shoes out of your house, go back in the store, and resell them to you.
I'm good. My 13s are still in good shape.
Well, we'll see. I figure people might want to see us do an X-Men series rewind. So we might actually do it. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, that's going to be our podcast for today. So thank you guys for listening. We always appreciate it. And if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/3D Rivals. Also, you can reach out to us on Gmail. It's 3drivals@gmail.com, or tweet at us on the Twitters, 3_rivals. Other than that, yes,
say it like that
because
tweet at us on the Twitter.
That's how I like to say it.
All right, tweet at us on the Twitter.
Yeah, it's my saying. It's like fine. Tweet at us on Twitter, young people.
There you go. There you go.
What is that? What's that thing? I am hello kids. Hello fellow kids or something like that. But yeah, you can reach us on those. And we'd like to hear from you. Tell us what you thought and follow us on wherever you listen to the podcast. We are everywhere. As we mentioned, Buzzsprout does post the podcast on wherever you listen to your podcast. So follow us there and listen to more episodes. Other than that, thanks. Listen to what?
Can we end this already? What is going on?
I was trying to. Derek said peace out. Thanks for listening again, guys. Peace out.